Cody, with the 5 o'clock
Hi.
shadow.
Yeah, it's coming in there.
It's back. It's coming back.
Wow, that was quick. Because
You're like Homer Simpson, you know, when he shaves and then he like 2 seconds later, it's just like a beard again. Have you seen that?
That's why I don't bother shaving.
Makes sense.
Oh, all right, Cody. Where would you like to start on that? Would you like to start off with best player and unsung hero? Or do you want to come in with one of your, good
let's
angles?
Let's finish with best player
All right,
and
let's-
unsung
all right,
hero.
Okay.
But yeah, you know what? I think it was a very nice professional win. It was very encouraging. I thought the effort level and just the level of fight. You know, like we kind of kept our foot on their neck the entire game, and like they had a few. There was a couple. It feels like every time that the ball is in the air in our box, we were a little bit uncertain. There was a couple of times there where Lloris was flapping at the ball and everything, but generally we handled everything that they gave us, and we were good. We were pretty good, but like in general, like I think there were points in the game where there were stretches of 5 to 7 minutes where the eyes started glazing over, and it just kind of felt like 2 championship quality sides going at one another. But you're always going to take 3 points, and that's the first time that we've won by 2 goals all season. So I'm not going to be too hard on the players. That's for sure.
Cool, that's true, isn't it?
That's insane.
Oh my
isn't
goodness,
it?
that is
How
insane.
far into the season?
I didn't think about that.
We're over.
Is
a
that
quarter,
right?
Almost a third.
Have
right?
we not won a game
No.
2-0 or 3-1 yet?
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's all been 1-goal wins until today, so it was a relief that we had that quick strike counter attack where Sonny got his goal, and yeah, it was just it was nice to kind of be relaxed. It was like the bare minimum that you want to expect from your side, but it was progress, like some of the callers who have called in before said, and that was nice to see. There was some venom to the way that we approached the game, and to see a consistent performance for 90 minutes consecutively was very encouraging. Because let's give Brentford some credit. They've given some very good sides all they can handle this season. Liverpool, they took them 3-3 in what was maybe the most exciting game of the Premier League season so far.
Yeah.
Chelsea, they absolutely peppered Chelsea for the last 20 minutes of that game, and we made them look pedestrian. So there's something to be said for that.
Do you think we made them look pedestrian, or they just were pedestrian? Because I don't know, they didn't seem to turn up really today, did they?
Just beating Everton, didn't they?
I know, but maybe they're 2 different games though.
Let's consciously
I'd like to
believe
think it's us. And it's good for us
let's
to think
believe that it was
it's good for us
Conte's
to think
system
that.
and the players putting in the effort.
Yeah.
I agree with everything Cody said there, definitely.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? Like, we have to give, if we're always going to just give ourselves no credit when we win games, then we're not going to enjoy very much of the season. So you have to say this is a Brentford side that has represented themselves quite well since being promoted. They've been the best of the bunch in terms of the promoted sides. Listen, if they beat us today, they would have been ahead of us in the table. So
Wow,
cool.
You have to enjoy it when you beat a side, even if they didn't really show what they're capable of. But we tend to always analyze Tottenham's performance in a vacuum as if there's not another team on the pitch. But there's been several times where other teams have imposed their will, and we didn't allow Brentford to do that today. So give credit where it's due.
All right, so give credit where it's due player-wise then. What were you thinking about our performance individually?
I think that we lack quality on the ball. It's can be infuriating watching our team having to just pass the ball around and wait for the other team to make a mistake. And that's kind of what happened on the second goal. Brentford fell asleep for a split second and we were off and running. But we don't seem to have very many players who can take on a defender and beat a defender. So we're forced to kind of play this very patient, not so much tiki-taka, but just making safe pass after safe pass and trying to work it down one flank and then work it down the other. And it can be a little bit infuriating to watch. You definitely see that we need to insert some more quality into the side if we're going to really truly make a run at this top 4, because despite the fact that we have a game in hand and we're only 2 points off top 4, so if we win that game in hand against Burnley, we'll be in that 4th spot. You can't really say that we're the 4th best side in the Premier League at this point in time with how many games we've lost and how bad we've looked in certain games. But you can definitely see that Conte is starting to impress himself upon the side. And I think that is on display in terms of the amount of effort that the players put forward and how consistent the effort was. The midfield the two holding mids there. Sure, I would like to have some more creativity and attacking intent from our midfield, but they did their job and they did it well. It's just amazing the difference that Skip makes in terms of how much he shores us up defensively, and you can see him starting to add a little bit more cavalier flair to his game in terms of the attempted forward passes and yeah, there's building blocks there. I think that's the biggest thing to take from a game like this. Yes, Brentford are a newly promoted side, but we as Josh said earlier in the stream, we have been very bad this year. So when we look decent, we have to build on it. So it's good.
I want to ask Cody, because I think what you said there is quite interesting about us obviously needing quality. If you could pick two players to replace, not to
I see where this is going.
Don't. He thinks that I've got it in for Højbjerg here. No, I'm serious. Where do you think we need the quality to change us from that pedestrian side that is waiting for the opposite side to make a mistake into a side that actually takes things on the front foot and can play Conte ball and make our own chances? Where do we need to get stronger, in your opinion?
I think we need a left-sided center back, and I know Ben Davies played very well today. He forced the issue there on the own goal, and he has been very good. He has been very good. We have to give credit, and I think not only has he been good, but when he's been out of the side, we've been much worse. You look at Davinson Sanchez having to play on the left side of that three. It was not very pretty at all, and let's hope we never see that again. But I do think even once we get Romero back, we need a left-sided center back who's decent on the ball to kind of give Conte the tools to execute his plan. And I mean, we need an attacking midfielder, whether that's rehabilitating one of the options that we have in the side right now, whether that means Lo Celso gets healthy and comes back in and is utilized properly, or if Ndombele, comes into the side and shows what he's capable of. Or if we replace someone. But I think as long as we have Højbjerg and Skip in that holding mid, double pivot, this is the kind of football that we can expect, football that's played mostly on the ground, patiently moving as a unit forward and trying to suppress and suffocate our opponent. We're not going to have that player because really the only time that we made successful, incisive passes from midfield was when Harry Kane dropped in and was there to make that type of pass. He's really one of the only players in our side who can make that, who has the vision, the control, and the talent on the ball to be able to get the ball in midfield, turn, beat a player, look up, see that lane to make that pass through to Reguilon, where now we're in two on just two in on the keeper with nobody defending basically. Yeah. So I mean, Harry Kane should be the one who's on the receiving end of that pass.
Yes.
Not to take anything away from Son, but we need an attacking midfielder. We need an attacking midfielder who can also play a strong defensive role. We need the very best version of Højbjerg, or we need to purchase another player.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Højbjerg is the big problem.
Yes, that's going back to
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
I'm joking, Cody. Don't worry.
It's Josh's.
I totally agree with everything you said. I think the left-sided centre back is an underrated shout. It's something I didn't even think about. But Conte's teams, they need good passes from the back, don't they? And I think that Ben Davies, even though he's been brilliant,
I wouldn't say brilliant, but he's been solid, hasn't he? I think it's so easy for us to go.
He's been one of our best players. So if we've been good today, then he's been brilliant, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with that. We need a Sven Botman or someone that can actually play the ball forward a bit from the back line.
Look, we have to be fair. When Ben Davies has good performances, we have to praise him. But can we really expect the good performances to continue? And can we expect good performances against better sides? Because let's face it, against Manchester United, he was exposed a little bit, especially on the Ronaldo goal. And yeah, I mean, if we have this version of Ben Davies playing in the cup games and in the Conference League, and a better left-sided center back to play the Premier League games and against the better opponents, that's only going to make our squad that much stronger. So long may Ben Davies continue to play well, but I don't think he's not the answer. And it's clear that Conte doesn't really trust anybody else at that left-sided center back position, and for good reason, as shown by the Mura game.
Yeah, well, he's the only left-sided centre back, isn't he? Left-footed centre back.
Who? Ben Davies?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why he's opting for
And he's
him.
not even really a centre back, but
Yeah, he is for Wales though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, but you know what I mean. He's not
no,
like,
I know
he's not
what
a
you mean. I know
career
what you mean.
centre back. So
All right, unsung hero and best player, Cody.
I would say our best player was Son Heung-min. And, he created the opportunity that led to the own goal, and then he was there to finish off the play on the insurance goal. He was also very active pressing, his constantly putting the Brentford defenders under pressure when they had the ball, which made it very difficult for them to build play from the back. And he was just all over the place. I'd love to see his heat map to see, because there were times where he was very, he was in our own third making defensive plays and everything, and he ran himself completely out of gas there. And it's the Son that we've been wanting, since about the fourth or fifth game of the season. He's been on a bit of a down run. The unsung hero, take your pick. It could have been, you could say Harry Kane was the unsung hero, because he didn't get on the score sheet, but I thought he was brilliant in terms of there were stretches where he was a little bit anonymous, but generally he was fighting when there was the opportunity to fight, and he made that nice through ball that made the goal. I mean, it was an easy play for Reguilon to make by the time everything was done, and it was because Kane hit him in stride with that nice weighted pass through. But also, I think Lloris deserves a shout, because I thought he was very good. He did everything that was asked of him. A couple of wonky moments flapping at the ball, but he's been rock solid. Maybe our best player so far this season, and a little bit underrated shout for today.
That's a good shout, actually. Yeah,
he probably has.
Field shout. Yeah, how many punches did he do today?
Yeah, I mean, Brentford, they didn't have like a stinging obvious opportunity, but there were times where Lloris was tested and he was up to the task, and that's what we need. There were definitely plays today where if we had Galini in net, we probably weren't going to get a result. So
Galini just watches, doesn't he? He just watches.
I can't remember any real saves though today from Lloris. Can you or not? Maybe I just can't. My memory's not there, but. I remember him dealing with a few crosses, but
something he's always struggled at is being commanding in his box, even at his best. And today, I think he was quite good in those situations. I know he did flap a little bit, but he didn't let it be a mistake. Do you know what I mean? I
think he spilled one, but apart from that, he punched the rest out. He claimed a few. Yeah.
So
I think, and you know what? In general, I thought we were just all business on the defensive end. We didn't take risks, if there was a chance to kick the ball out of play once we got that two goal lead, we took it. And it's about time that we stopped making idiotic plays that let teams back into the game. So
yeah. More watertight. I like that.
Definitely.
Cody, well done, mate. We'll see you for the next one when your beard's a little bit longer. And I know you don't need to set your watch. You can actually do it on the inches the beard grows now, can't you? That's how it's a new measuring system.
Know what time of year it is.
You know what time it is. Yeah,
that's why I don't have a watch.
That's brilliant.
Nice.
All right, mate.
Cool, Cody.
Cheers for coming on, Cody.
Good job, guys.
Love you. See you later,
care.
mate.